Listen, alcohol is just out in 2024. There is a rising trend of going alcohol-free or being sober curious, and alcohol, the truth is, it's just bad for you and can famously impair your sex life. So if you're looking for another way to unwind, relax, or just have fun, I cannot recommend Via's THC gummies enough. Via has gummies for every occasion. Whether it's to improve your sleep, I love their sleep gummies. I take them everywhere. Your mood or your focus. They even have an aphrodisiac gummy called High Love to boost my arousal levels. High Love has a unique blend of cannabinoids and aphrodisiac exotic herbs that are known for their libido enhancing effects. So I've been using Via for a while now, and I absolutely love them. They're a super trusted company. They use premium hemp, natural ingredients, and they're known for their premium indoor THCA flower. All their products are made here in the US. They got quick and discreet shipping to all 50 states, so you can all enjoy them, not to worry. And also super affordable. So head over to viahemp.com and use code Emily at checkout to save 15% off your order. That's VIIAHEMP.com. Use code Emily at checkout for 15% off your order and let me know what you think. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Today I've got guest Shanola Hampton in the studio, known for her role as the sassy and sexy Veronica Fisher on Showtime's Shameless, currently airing its 5th season, which is awesome. She's here to talk about love, sex, and marriage, both on and off screen. And she does some kinky sex scenes. We're going to talk about that. Plus, we're going to answer your emails. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Okay, everyone, who knew that vaping can actually up your sexual stamina? It is the trend now. People are vaping all over the place, which is so much better than cigarette smoking. And everyone's a little bit orally fixated these days, right, Menace?
Always.
You met Josh last week. He was cool at Craft
Josh
Vapory.
Was super cool. And I know a bunch of people that are into vaping, and they love it. They've quit smoking and strictly vape. It's water vapor.
Exactly.
You know?
It's water, or you can get the nicotine. And it's also just, it can help you lose weight. Like if you just always feel like you need to be eating something, you kind of just kind of get to fixated. And they fix up these packages for you. So Craft Vapory, which is so cool, you can pick the difference. He's like a curator, like a sommelier with wine, but it's like with your vapes. And you can go in there.
Pick what you like.
He gave me right here all these different scents. You get like coconut. Like when you'd so much rather smell like coconut than cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
And everywhere. And there's like vaping shops everywhere, and like people are crazy. So
there's a whole vaping community.
There is.
Where like people are hooking up. You know,
is there a vape app? Is there a Vapornder app?
Vape Connect?
Hey,
no,
dude, want to get together and vape? Well, Craft Vapory is awesome. You got to check them out because they're actually, if you're into vaping, you don't have to waste time. Like, because I know a lot of people are into it too, and I've dabbled in it, but now I'm way into it since he gave me this really cool one. You can mess up. You can buy the wrong vape. You can buy the wrong scent. You can buy the wrong scents and flavors and all this stuff. And you don't have to waste your money with trial and error because Craft Vapory is your vaping guide. And as a special gift for my Sex with Emily listeners, Craft Vapory is offering 20% off subscriptions and 10% off all shop orders through March 31st with the promo code Naughty Emily. So just subscribe. Shop at Craft Vapory. That's CraftVapery.com. It's the only way to vape. And you get little packages every month of all the great stuff that you like, and you will stop smoking and be vaping.
Nice.
It'll be a good life. So support them, again, craftvapory.com, and use code Naughty Emily, and you get 20% off, which kills it.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. So you can listen to all of our podcasts, sign up for our mailing list, watch our videos. We've got some killer content on there that will improve your sex life and your relationship because who wasn't down with
And
that?
photos of you, right?
Yeah, there are photos of me. It's funny. Our photo gallery was down, and we just put it back up again.
Okay,
We're mixing
good.
it with the website. But yes, there are pictures of me, not naked. It's funny when you Google Emily Morse. Sometimes it says like nude, naked Emily is the second thing.
Yeah,
but
because
there
people
aren't
are
any.
like trying to find it.
I know. I don't have any naked photos. I feel like
What a
I really lost
disappointment.
that. I know. It's been a problem.
Didn't you show some cleavage in like some indie movie that you did on
I'm a
Netflix?
sex addict. It's so funny. Yes, 10 years ago, I was in a movie called I'm a Sex Addict, which still lives on. It still plays on TV all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You could get on that. People like it. It was a good film. It won some awards, and
Yeah.
I did not show any cleavage.
Weak.
Maybe a little cleavage, but there was a nipple scene, but it was cut out. But I think it's in the deleted scenes. But I don't want to really talk about that right now
Right.
because there are no naked pictures of me online. So also, this is what I have to tell you. I am very excited because I'm hosting the Podcast Awards April 14th in Vegas.
Yeah, that's huge.
Dennis Miller, you should come. Hopefully,
I
we'll be
totally want to
nominated.
come. I
as a
gotta check.
podcast.
I gotta check times and stuff because it's in the middle of the week. But there's nothing to go to
How
Vegas
fun is
from
that,
here.
dude? You go to Vegas every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That or Disneyland.
But-
like, I'm lucky I get this time with you.
Yeah.
What's going on?
But no, well, hold up. We got to
Back up. Dennis Miller, Podcast
Dennis, but you're going to be nominated, right?
Yeah, hope
Okay,
so. Yeah,
how-
it closed last week, but people could have voted, and hopefully you all voted for me because you love
keep
me.
voting and stuff like that.
I think you can keep. If you can keep voting, but I think it stopped.
Oh, it did?
The voting.
Ah, okay.
Well,
well, hopefully
but that's fine.
something happened. You'll be there
I'm sure.
regardless.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to get up there and host it and not win it. Yeah, that happens. But okay,
Well-
I'm cool. I know we're the best.
Yeah, and dude, you're like 10 years in the game. Like everyone's
I
jumping
know.
on.
I should just get a Lifetime Achievement Award.
I know. Podcasting achievement
I was the
award.
first podcaster.
Because podcasting is so hot right now. Like everyone is getting on it, and the thing is like, oh yeah, a lot of famous people are getting on podcasts and stuff like that. But again, we've been doing this 10 years. We know how to do a podcast.
Exactly.
Some of those are going to be hit or miss. Some of them are going to be great and good, but not like, you can just turn on a mic and just have content and have it flow. And there's a lot to it. You can't just ramble on.
Can't just exactly
Which-
like I did the first 8 years. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. First
You
year.
finally got it down though. In
No, but I
year
did
9.5.
year 9.5. No, it's true. I mean, when I first started, I had never heard. It was 2005, so podcasts were just starting that year, and it was
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Elizabeth at the time, who was my intern, was like, we were doing that show on cable. My friend Mark and I called "Searching for Sex in San Francisco." It was like our own like cable access channel. And then Elizabeth Morse, remember her?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, you should do a podcast." I was like, "A what?" And then she was my intern producer. That's how it all started. And then I got live, and that was before I met you. Then I was on CBS Radio with you, which was good times.
Yeah.
And then we kept doing the podcast through thick and through thin. So here's the deal, peoples. It's a big deal, Menace. It's a big week coming up. Do you know? Do you know why this is a big week?
Why it's a big week? Why? Is it some crazy master?
Oh, I don't know. Valentine's
week?
Day is coming up in a few days.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So 50 Shades of Grey, dude.
I
People
know.
are freaking out. So
I'm actually doing radio commercials for them right now.
you are?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Just like promoting
Are you going,
that is Valentine's Day weekend, and you should take your lady to go. And
Yeah, you
all
should.
kinds of stuff.
You
Yeah.
should take your lady to go because here people are kind of. Well, first of all, what's your thoughts on 50 Shades of Grey? Just from like what you know of it.
Yeah,
As a man.
I didn't read the book, but it definitely, I think it's opened up a conversation into that type of sex. Definitely for women, I think it's given them like free reign to just talk about, maybe busting out some chains and whips and,
Right.
getting your freak on when they
Or a blindfold.
where they, were afraid to talk about stuff like that.
Exactly. So it gave okay,
Yeah.
but it doesn't freak you out. Like, are you afraid that one day your girlfriend's going to come home and be like, "Hey, look," and she's going to have like chains and
Do you know
whips?
what's so funny? Her and I were watching this reality show, of course, with Jenny McCarthy and Donnie Wahlberg. Right? It's like Donnie loves Jenny or something like that. And he was doing a bunch of stuff with her son, and he did like a bunch of errands. So she wanted to repay him. And he got home, and she's like in this lingerie. She has like all these candles lit. She has like rose petals everywhere, and like all this food prepared, like being all sexy. And my girlfriend turns to me and she goes, "If I was like that when you got home, you would laugh in my face." I go, "You know me too well." I'd be like dying.
But what if
laughing.
that's something
I think
that
it's
she would
hilarious.
See, that's why a lot of people don't do things like that because they think their partner
Yeah,
will
but
laugh
I'm
at
sure
them.
there's like a ton of guys that'd be totally into it.
Well, what does your partner do that
it's, like,
lets you know
super
she's ready for sex? Do you think it's cheesy?
I think all of that stuff is like super
Doesn't
cheesy. I mean,
float
I don't
your
think
boat.
like BDSM stuff like that.
Right, but
like
you're
the
saying like
extreme-
candles and lingerie.
Yeah, I think
as long as you're making an effort in your relationship,
Yeah,
whatever resonates
Look,
with your
I'm not
partner. Man, it's
knocking
you're
it,
psyched when
and
she
I'm
orders the
like-
pizza ahead of time and it gets delivered. And
I
you're
think
psyched. I get it. Whatever turns you
I'm
on.
definitely in the minority of guys that wouldn't like be turned on
Right.
by that.
But a lot of would. And so the thing about 50 Shades of Grey is that it's not, I think what it's done also is that, I mean, erotica's been around forever, right? Like etchings of, walls, of the
Yeah.
caveman, like walls, you'd see erotica from the beginning of time. But the thing, or lithographs. But the thing is, about 50 Shades of Grey was it came out, there has been other erotica, but it was available on the iPad, the Kindle, people could read it, women could read it. But also, I do think it's started a conversation about this power play. It's not even about like dominant submission. It's not like you need... So I think the misconception is that it's going to be about whips and chains, but it could just be a blindfold. It could be handcuffs using my favorite bondage tape or just something like that.
Yeah.
That is just mixing up your sex life. And I think that guys, I've always said this since the beginning, that guys should friggin' be reading this. Not because she wants you to be like Christian Grey and a billionaire with a helicopter. It's not about that. It just it really has some insights into the way that women think about sex and the way women get turned on and the way men do. And I have a guy friend who's reading it, and he's like, I kind of turned him on. And it was interesting because he was like, God, it took the first 100 pages till they had sex. I'm like, yeah, it was all like verbal foreplay.
Well, I always think it's good to also be aware of things that women are into, Like, women have always been shocked when I know, like, what type of, purse they have. Or, like, what type of shoes they're wearing.
You're good with the Gucci, the Louis Vuitton, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like, I always know that. And always good thing, too, is like, I know it's playing games, and you say it doesn't work, but it works on a ton of women.
Playing
where
games,
you say,
what?
like, hey, you know what? You could buy probably a better purse than that. You make enough money.
The dissing.
Like the dissing, they love it.
They don't love it. What are you, like a pickup artist from 6 years ago?
No, I'm just saying
Let's
that.
diss her, and then she'll want to suck my penis.
I'm just saying it sparks a different type of conversation
it does.
than they're used to.
No, it's true.
Where
You just wanna
thirsty
stand
ass
out.
fucking dudes or guys are kissing their ass all day. And I'm like, wait a minute, this guy is not kissing my ass.
And he
Like,
notices my
what
purse, and he knows I could have done better than
What is
Michael
going
Kors.
on? You know, and it messes up their brain for a second.
It's not that it messes up their brain. It is. I'm all for guys talking to women and bringing up a different perspective, and
Yeah.
not just being like, hey, where are you from?
'Cause,
So if a guy's
look-
like, hey, nice purse, you could do
Yeah,
better than
what
that.
do
I
you-
get it. I'd be
yeah.
like, oh, okay, you're interesting. You're not just trying to talk to me because I'm hot. You think
Yeah.
I'm hot. You want to sleep with me, which you probably do.
Yeah.
But you were a little more clever, so I'm actually going to talk to you for a minute.
I know. Look, probably like if you opened up your Tinder, it'd be like 1,000 guys saying the same thing. What's gonna
What's
be
up?
something that you're
I like
gonna
your
do?
photo.
Yeah.
Here's my dick.
What's gonna be different that you're gonna say that's gonna make you stand out?
Exactly. We
you
talked
know?
about this. Just be
Yeah.
like something. If you could pick out something from her photo, you could pick out something from, just whatever it is, whatever's in your brain, something that's different that
Yeah.
could get her attention. Like, I'm trying to think of what was one of the clever things that people said to me, but I can't log into my Tinder now because I changed my Facebook password and then I can't log into my Tinder, which is really friggin' annoying. But I'm trying to think. I think it was the guys who were just like, are you always that? Because one of my pictures has my foot up or something. Like, so do you always something in the bottom? It was just something clever about like the bottom of my shoe, and I don't know what. It wasn't like he like was hysterical and like quoting like Proust or anything, but it was funny. Stand out.
Can I
That's
talk
what
about-
texting is for. Yeah.
Can I talk about something-
Yes, you have the baton.
Hilarious. So today, we've mentioned this on the show over the years, but we got a bunch of new listeners. Every year, I go do Grammy pre-interviews. So, like, before the Grammys, there's a couple days where we have, like, these things called radio roundtables, and there'll be, like, 50 radio stations across the country. A bunch of people come by, and you interview them. So I got this list of, like, people to interview, and it was, like, Nick Jonas, Pete Wentz,
No way.
Spike Lee, Jordan Sparks. It just goes on and on. Who else? Anybody good? Charlie XCX. KG Elephant.
Wow,
Just a bunch of
that's
artists.
so cool. So you'll be like backstage?
Yeah, T.I. And then I get through the list and it says Emily Morris on there.
Yeah, what? Am I going to the
Swear
Grammys?
to God, it says Friday. It's a radio roundtable, so it's pre-Grammys.
I am going to that.
Yeah, so it says. So I'm looking through the list. And I'm like, wait a minute, Emily Morris. I was like, no, I'm not gonna check that one.
Wait a minute, back up. Why am I on the Grammys list?
So this is like these are all the people.
I am going to that thing.
These are all the people I get pitched, and then so like I write down like, oh yeah, I'm interested in interviewing them. And then I go, Emily Morris. I'm like, nah, not interested.
Dude,
I'm just kidding.
No, okay,
well,
what's it for? What are you interviewing me for? For your station?
Yeah, it's for our show, our morning show. So
how fun!
Yeah.
I'm so scared. What are you going to ask me?
Oh,
I better prepare for it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But what does it do?
I'm not going to lead the interview.
But how is it with the Gram? Why? Okay, Radio Row is associated with the Grammys.
Yeah.
It's this event that I'm going to that I still don't understand. So explain it to me.
So basically, again, it's like 50 radio stations. They're at the Staples Center where the Grammys happen, and it's pretty much where artists or TV personalities or radio personalities go, and they get interviewed to like talk about what's going on with them. So
Okay.
I don't know who set this up for you.
I love that. Am I at the bottom of the list? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well, you're right next to Dr. Drew, so you might be going around with Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
So
would you like to interview us? Please contact my publicist.
Yeah. So I don't know who set this up for you on like what you're supposed to be pitching. Are you supposed to be pitching Loveline? Are you supposed to be pitching
Sex
your
with Emily.
podcast? Sex with Emily. Emily
I'm pitching
and Tony.
Sex with Emily.
Okay.
All my stuff, my products.
Yeah. So who knows?
We should talk about this offline. You can prep. But what?
Yes, you will be interviewed by me and my friends.
I'm
on
so
Friday.
excited. This will be great.
Yeah.
Are you going to be there all day?
Yeah, it's like crazy amount of people.
Did you go
come
before?
And sit with us for
this? Have you been?
I've done it for years.
Okay, we need to talk. Okay, whatever.
See,
so
she
can
never
people hear
listens
this?
to me. People already said that.
I did, but I know you go to the Grammys. I didn't know this was part of the Grammys.
It is. It's part of like.
Dude,
it's like
Kimber, my assistant right here. Did you know it's part of the Grammys?
I didn't know that.
See, we didn't.
know.
They did not say that in the email.
I got an email right here. It says her name, Emily Morris.
I love that. Did you feel like? What did you think about that moment?
I thought it was hilarious. I go, what? Emily Morris?
Yeah,
This
that's
is
me,
insane.
baby.
So I will
Interview me. It'll be good. It'll be a good talk.
I'll tell my other friends to make sure they interview you.
Oh,
too.
that's sweet.
Because it's pretty sad because sometimes like these people, they get pitched and no one picks them to like interview them.
I'm so glad I got picked.
So you got picked by me.
Thank you. I feel good,
Yeah.
Like at least someone picked me. At least I know
Yeah.
it won't be the last one picked. Like in
It's
like
so
in,
bad because, like,
in
people-
sports in high school when you're the last one picked or in middle school. That was me.
So
I was
all
really
these
short.
all these
bad at
people, you'll
stuff.
get a handler. So somebody will go with you that you don't know, and they'll have like this.
Sounds intense. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have.
I was gonna show up and be like, "Yo, check out Sex with Emily."
They have
It's
this
super
notebook
fun.
with your name on it, and then the handler will come by to the radio people and flash the name, and then the people they'll either say yay or nay.
Oh no, this is terrible.
Yeah.
What if everyone goes no? I'm like, that's
Well,
cool.
they
I didn't want to talk to you anyway, bitch.
Yeah. Well, they might not know who you are, but at least I know who you are, so you get it.
So then maybe we could get like a bunch of your friends standing around me like clamoring, like we could have them standing there and like every time like go yes, and then
yes.
Okay, got it.
I'll
'Cause
find out
you know
who's
how
there,
LA
and
is.
I'll
If
make
someone
sure.
else thinks someone's cool, then they'll think they're cool. Okay,
Yeah,
let's get into some news here though for people. Sex
All
and
right,
news.
sorry about that, but it's going to be hilarious, and
Can we use the interview be on your radio
we'll
show?
get the audio for you and figure out how people can listen to it because it's going to be fun because my friends are ruthless, so they're going to ask you all the.
These are your friends from
dirty-
your Woody show.
Yeah, from the Woody Show.
I'm excited to
The
meet
morning show
them.
yeah,
The worlds collide.
you already met them too, so don't.
When did I meet them?
When we worked at CBS, we worked
so
in the
10
same
years ago?
building. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember them really well.
just act like you know who they are.
Okay, can you just brief me ahead of time? Just like
Yeah.
the time you introduced me to your girlfriend, but you didn't tell me she was your girlfriend, and I asked her to
Yeah.
get water, and now she hates me. But it was like 8 years ago, and we
Yeah.
were really in the middle of the show, and I thought she was your assistant. Okay, and I would never really do that.
Yeah.
But I was so friggin' Thursday.
All right.
Sex in the news.
Okay.
Okay. And we have our guest here. I'm very excited. We're going to talk to her. Are we going to bring her in after the break, right? Okay. We got Shanola Hampton from Shameless, which show is freaking killer, man. Have you seen it? I actually have even seen it, if you believe it or not. Okay, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. Most men, the Sex in the News, though, I love this one. Most think men would jump at the chance for a risk-free one-night stand. That's a poll that came out that said most men, if they had risk-free, no one would find out, they would cheat on their spouse for a one-night stand.
Oh, I'm sure they
This
would.
doesn't really surprise me. No matter how happy they are in their relationship, most Americans say that most men would jump at the chance to have the one-night stand. So it says that 71% said that most men would jump at the chance if they had the opportunity, and there was absolutely no chance of getting caught. On the other hand, fewer than half, 45% of women, believe women would do the same.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lie. See,
I know, I don't
women
know.
are
They're just
always
thinking
lying
that
on
when women
these
do it. I don't know if they
stupid
interviewed women.
surveys.
So, through a lot of relationship research, does show that men and women are more similar than different, are much more similar than different. Men's greater likelihood, of accepting a seemingly consequence-free sexual encounter is consistent with the research that shows that men are higher in sociosexuality, meaning that they're able to separate between sex and love. They can have emotionally detached sex a lot easier than women, which would make sense why the numbers would be higher.
Yeah.
They say that men can compartmentalize sex, where there's a lot of women who have sex with someone and they think they're in love, right? They have an orgasm and
Yeah.
they're like, oh my God,
I love
we're getting
this
married
person.
tomorrow. Right. So that would make sense. I'm not like that. I'm more like the male species in some ways. My friends are like, how do you just sleep with someone? I'm like, how do you not? So, yeah, that was an interesting study just because I already knew the truth to that. I could have done that study. Yeah. Would you do it?
What?
Would you cheat on your partner if no one would ever know in a million years?
Oh, yeah, totally. Come on.
She doesn't listen to the show.
No.
She hates me because I asked her for a glass of water. Okay, I'm kidding. Okay, so here's another thing.
Yeah.
When I first read this, I got afraid that it was kind of me because I just listen to this. No one has claimed suspicious box of 1,000 condoms, and then it says found at New York City bus station. But when I first read that, Lifestyles just sent me 1,000 condoms. I was like,
Yeah.
who else gets 1,000 condoms in the mail? But police say a suspicious package left behind a concrete barrier of a New York City bus station didn't contain any explosives, but did have some unexpected contents. 1,000 individually packaged condoms for both men and women.
Yeah. And actually, we talked
just
about
leave
this
that?
on our
It's heavy.
radio show, and I said it actually isn't that crazy to have 1,000 condoms because I had a buddy's girlfriend who worked at Planned Parenthood, and she would seriously probably at a time would have like 500 condoms on her. Just that,
Right,
like,
exactly.
hand out
Just
to
that-
people.
that's I have them in my trunk
Yeah,
right
she'll
now.
have, like,
I
a
have
ton
like
of them.
300 in my trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to. It's true.
So 1,000 is not really
But
that
it's
big
nice,
a
they
deal.
left
But to
it-
the average person,
Yeah.
that is not around something like that.
Exactly, but what are they going to waste the condoms now? I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure they just forgot
At least I'm
them.
glad that the security is functioning there in New York City. You follow me on Instagram, right?
All the time.
Right, Sex with Emily.
I haven't stopped following you since I set up the account for you.
Did you set it up for
Yeah.
me? You set up my Twitter too, by the way. But the point is, what I'm trying to make here is, you've seen me rocking my very unique piece of jewelry in my pictures.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with my newest sex toy, which I actually wear as a beautiful necklace. My Vesper Crave.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We saw it last week on the show.
It kind of looks like a pen
It looks like a pen. It's a
that
nice
people would-
layering piece.
that people would wear.
Right. I wear it every day. Like, I forget that it's a vibrator sometimes, but the Vesper by Crave is the hottest, newest, prettiest, shiniest sex toy. Great Valentine's Day gift. Wearable technology.
Yeah.
You can charge it USB. It's the coolest thing.
You definitely have to look it up online, people, because it just looks like a normal, everyday necklace.
It is. I mean, yeah, Nicki
Something
Minaj
that
just
you would-
posted a picture of it. Okay, so here's the thing. If you guys want to check it out, the best place to go is lovecrave.com. And okay, I'm sorry. Is this where I'm doing?
Yeah, no. It's,
Am I doing the ad? The
do you have the
code?
Do you have the ad
I
block?
do.
Yeah, it's got the code in it and everything at the very
It
bottom.
doesn't say their website though. Oh, Love Crave. Got it. Okay, got it. We're gonna have to edit this. Okay, so anyone, Vesper by Crave, sexy twist on wearable technology. It's the perfect combination of style and pleasure, and it's powerful. It's like a real vibrator. Like,
Yeah.
I've used it as a real vibrator, and then you always have your vibrator on you, which is not a bad thing. When
Yeah.
you're like out with some guy, you're like, maybe
It looks like
girl.
something that you would pick up at Forever 21.
Exactly, or somewhere nicer than that, because it's actually gold plated and really, really
Oh.
beautiful.
Ballin'.
Ballin'. So get yours at lovecrave.com. The last day to buy it and have it shipped by Valentine's Day is February 12th. And for a limited time, use code Emily for free shipping. Also, from February 3rd to the 9th, use code VDayEmily, all caps, for 20% off. That's VDayEmily, all caps. It is the best Valentine's Day present for your partner or for your goddamn self. Because let's be honest, Valentine's Day, it's all about love. Love yourself. Buy yourself a present. So check it out. That's VDayEmily, all caps, at lovecrave.com.
All right.
All right. Okay, hello, Shanola. We have a guest here.
Yeah,
I'm
we
so
do.
excited. I want to give you one of these Vesper Crave necklaces, and I meant to bring. Have you seen them? They're a vibrator necklace.
No,
I'm not
but
even
I'm
wearing it. I know. I'm like
intrigued.
so upset. I said when I was leaving my house, I should bring. They are beautiful. There.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna give you
crazy.
one.
They really look
No,
like a necklace.
show her like how it. But anyway, because I
This
saw
would
her
give
during
me-
the read. I was
Did
like,
you
oh.
use this already? This
No,
is
I
not
have
used,
not,
right?
no.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna go about like wearing it out.
You just clean it. Clean
Hold on,
it.
I just started. Oh,
No,
my.
hold it, right?
Hold on.
Did you
Oh,
put it on the
my.
powerful? No, it's like a serious vibrator.
Yeah, it's.
Oh my gosh.
You're not messing around.
I could get in so much trouble.
Right, exactly.
At table reads and everything. You know, everything is great. I'm fine.
Exactly. No, I'm just really, really having a great
Oh, it's
day.
like different things. It does like
yeah, it
different
pulses.
vibrations.
Yeah, no, it's like
Yeah.
a real. It's one of your like. It's like a high end vibrator, but it's in your necklace, and you always have it, and you can for sure. Let's talk about vibrations are strong enough that
Yes.
it does the job.
I love this.
I know. Okay, so
Okay,
I'm giving you one as
You
a
are?
gift. Yeah. I
Yay!
Yay!
My
love
husband
it.
will be excited
Oh,
too,
I'm so
because then I won't
excited.
have to jump his bones
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the time.
perfect. Exactly.
And I
Right.
can't take him in the car with me, so that's going to be very helpful.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you'll have it with you all the time. But let's introduce you to our audience here. Okay, Shanola Hampton is awesome. She's in the studio, known for the role as the sassy and sexy Veronica Fisher on Showtime's Shameless, which everyone I know is obsessed with. I don't watch TV. Preface it by saying this is one show that I've actually seen. It's amazing. People are just addicted to it, and you're amazing in it.
Thank you.
And it's your I'm looking for this fourth season, fifth season. You said
Fifth season.
That's
And we
congratulations.
just got picked up for a 6th.
That's awesome.
I know.
Do you know how amazing that is? And we know. And
Oh,
how,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
something that never
That's unheard
happens.
of.
I know.
And you are amazing in it. And
Thank
congratulations. And you are at Shanola Hampton on Twitter. People can find you. Okay, so how has this show? So in this show, you are part of a very passionate sexual couple. You have an intense relationship, kind
Yes.
of kinky sex, some kinky stuff.
Master slave stuff. If you've seen the show,
Right, a little BDSM.
We do a little bit of.
And your body's killer.
Oh, thank you.
Jesus,
Thank you
your
very
breasts,
much.
the whole thing. I watched all those scenes. I've seen them. But yeah,
That
I
makes
can't
me so
say.
excited. I can't even tell
Really?
you.
Oh, good. I love that. Oh my God, really? But were you always? So was that? Did you have to like prep for it? Or are you kind of into that? And
Well, what I would do is for the very first scene I had to shoot for Shameless was me behind Kev with a dildo. So the dildo was being used on him. We do a lot of reverse things on our show. So I just practiced with my husband. He hit me out of the bed because I stuck a dildo in his butt. But it was fine because I told him it was research. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't have
I do that all the time.
He doesn't
Not married.
He
Just
doesn't
never
like
in the
me to
bed.
touch anything on his butt.
Yeah.
I tried to do like the finger
controversial.
thing one time, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I thought that's not erotic."
Yeah.
Right.
I like a finger.
Right?
Right?
Exactly.
The booty?
Totally like a figure of the booty. Some guys do, some guys don't. I think
Yeah.
that they don't know that they do because there's a lot of straight guys who just have all this fear that it's going to make them gay. But if you like ease into it with like a little lube and you just kind of rub it a little, I think when they feel the finger coming, they're just.
Yeah,
But it's good that
automatically.
you know that you like it.
Yeah,
He takes care of you
I mean,
for that.
well, every now and then,
Yeah, who
just
doesn't
right at the peak,
You just got to do something a little different.
a little bit different,
Right?
Yeah.
Because were you always, what have you, did your sex life change at all by doing the show? Besides
Not at
trying
all.
to stick, not at
really
all?
not at all. Kevin and Veronica are so out there and so crazy, and I mean, I'm great in bed. Let's be honest.
Like, right, exactly.
Just kidding. But no, they just do things that my husband would be. He thinks it's just hysterical. Some of
Right.
the things they do, like the Master and Slave Act, which again was reversed, and I was saying we shall overcome, and I was hitting him with the whip.
Right.
But we were all dressed up like the Master and
So
Slave.
you're not the dominant home. Your
Yeah.
husband does not walk around on a leash. Is
No,
what
he
you're
does
saying.
not do
but
that.
you've always known you were good in bed. So a lot of women can't just sit there and go, "I'm good," because you mean it. And I feel
Yeah.
that way too over my life. Like I feel like I can, I confidently say that like I've got most of it nailed down. But
Yeah.
a lot of women don't. So where do you think you got that confidence
I
from?
don't know. Well, I've been also with the same men for a really long time. We've been together, married for 14 years and married for 19. I mean, together for 19 years, married for 14.
That is an amazing compliment.
Yeah, so I mean, and he was
Congratulations.
older, so maybe I learned some of the stuff from him. But you know what I learned? Just because you're cute doesn't mean you don't have to like do stuff.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think pretty girls think that they can just lay there and be pretty. You
Yeah.
can't. Like moan or something.
Yeah.
Like gyrate your hips. Get on top and get the boot, move it. Like do something.
Exactly.
So I realized the more active you are, especially, and you have a lot of control when you're on top.
Absolutely.
And that's a great way for women who have problems with orgasms to really find what works for them to have an orgasm when they're actually having sex. But anyway, so I think I just practice. Yeah, practice makes perfect.
That's true.
But I haven't had that many sexual experiences. So because I haven't had that many partners because I've been with this guy, well, my husband for a
19 years. So how, I mean, that's amazing, first of all. How have you, what is the secret to it? Keeping it interesting.
I don't know what the secret is for us.
What works for you?
What works for we're easy breezy people. We're friends. We don't take anything too seriously. We don't try to fit into the mold of whatever our wife is or husband is, even though we're from the South. Like I wasn't cooking and doing all that crap. So
and
I think
you picked a partner that was okay with that.
Yeah, and like he's cool. I cook now because now I have a daughter and all that. But you know, that's that thing. I'm like, mommy.
Oh, the kid, right?
But we just figured out what worked for us, and we're not typical.
That's awesome.
We're not a typical couple.
See, every couple has to figure out there shouldn't be a mold because two people coming together deciding to get married. They can make their own rules. They can make their own relationship, and it should be that way. You should complement each other.
Exactly.
No matter who cares what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
But having a child, though, that has that impacted things in a way that's been more of a challenge, or
I know. I hate to say
breezy.
this.
You're like, well, bring the kid with us.
It's our philosophy, but you know what happened? The reason why the child hasn't is because we waited. So my child is just a year old.
Okay.
So we waited, and we'll be married for 15 years in March.
Okay.
So we had time to travel. We had time to be together. We had time to figure stuff out. We had time to fight, like, you know, kids and, you know, slash tires and break windows. You know, we had all of that time.
You guys grew up together.
And then you have a baby, and it's like, okay, this is the next thing. And she just kind of fits perfectly, and we don't do the whole, oh, we can't do this because the baby's sleeping. It's like, come on, kid. You come into our lives, and we just, that's how we live.
That is exactly how I would be.
I think that's the best thing you can do if you're getting married is you take some time before you have kids.
Yes.
Like people get married and within the first couple months they're already pregnant. Like enjoy your time together first.
Yeah, because figuring out how to be married is a whole other thing, even when you've been with someone for a really long time.
And you guys are probably so similar now in your values and your goals that it'll be a lot easier to raise a child than if you were together for a year. So you're like, oh yeah, we know how we are. We're, you know, and I love what you're saying about parenting. We don't talk a lot about parenting on the show, which we actually sex and parenting go. But it's funny because I don't have kids. I love kids. I'm not going to have kids, but I like them. Anyway, I just feel like I have to preface I've never wanted them, but I love kids.
I used to not want kids either. It doesn't.
But what I'm saying, all my friends do, and I was thinking, God, it's so funny because my friends, and I don't want to say this is just a California thing, but I actually lived in the Bay Area for 20 years, and I moved here recently. But my friends in the Bay Area, so I'm from Michigan originally. So I feel like there, but it's also, I guess it's not even about a geographical thing. It's that there's some people who have a kid, and they change their entire life to revolve around the kid. But then I have my friends in San Francisco. I could think of a few. They're like, we're going to a concert. We're bringing the baby. They're coming with us. You know, and get into our life.
Some people won't do that.
Cool.
Yeah. Some people are like, oh, I have kids. I can't leave anywhere.
I have to put them on a schedule. They have to go to bed.
Yeah. I mean, schedules are good, but, you know, come on. Don't be so strict.
Right.
Easy breezy, baby.
I love this.
And I was ready to have sex 6 weeks, like before the 6 week was up. You know, this is a show about sex. I wasn't one of those people that was like, oh, don't touch me. I just had a baby. I was like, when is this going to be over? So
that's another anomaly. You are Superwoman.
Or super sexual. I don't know which one.
God, because a lot of women, they say 6 weeks and it takes no, I love it. But have you always been a sexual person?
I think,
meaning just in touch with
I think it's in my genes. Like I think like my grandfather and my grandmother, everybody in my family pretty hot in the pants.
You guys all talk about it? Like
Oh, I'm so open. I don't care. We talk about everything. When I got my boobs done, I like showed my grandma. I'm like, Grandma, and I motorboated her. It's just like we're just kind of free spirits, really.
See, that's it. I totally get it. That's how my family.
We walked around the house naked, which makes my husband really uncomfortable.
Is that what happens at Christmas? Do they still have?
Yeah, and like he's like, I've seen all of your sisters naked by accident. This was this last Christmas. But then we got into this big thing because his father, when I go to his house, I put a towel on to go to the shower, and he says it makes his dad uncomfortable. But I was like, I have a towel on. You know, the towel covers more than what I actually wear in life.
Right, exactly.
Are you serious?
When dinner?
I So we got in this whole discussion. He was like, yeah, well, everybody's not comfortable with their body like your family. And I said, well, I'm sorry if I offended your dad with my towel.
What do you just put on like a full suit or something and a jacket and like a hat and
they literally
gloves?
go to the bathroom with all of their clothes on, shoes included, and then they like change in the bath. It's weird.
That is,
and it's not my thing, honey. You better be glad I did a towel. You're welcome.
I hear you. Right. You're right. You're lucky I wasn't naked.
Yes.
I mean, Jesus Christ, that is so funny. I mean, yeah, my family's pretty open about it. I mean, they have to be. But so do you think that's what it is? There was no shame? Like, what about... Okay, so masturbation, we talk about this on the show. Like, was it the kind of thing that I'm assuming that you have or did, but did it occur to you?
I never masturbated.
No, I never did either. Like, it didn't occur to me ever growing up until I realized that
I'm lying, by the way.
Oh, okay, good. I never did. So you're one of those women.
She's an anomaly.
Yeah, I don't. Once you discover it, how do you stop?
I didn't discover it until I knew. Then I found out it was missing, and then
and then you went and got
to town.
The vibrator necklace.
The whole freaking no. Well, that was. We're talking. So that's one of my latest toys. I have so many toys for you.
Car battery too. It's crazy.
Oh, the magic wand. Do you know the magic wand vibrator?
I don't know any of this.
Seriously, do you use toys ever?
No.
Well, you don't, because you have 18 orgasms every time you have sex.
No, that's not why. It's because I used to have a friend, my toy, and my husband was really jealous of him.
Oh.
And he was pink. So how could you get jealous of my pink big friend? And he's like, you like your pink friend better than me?
Oh.
No, you're just different. No.
Exactly. I just want a threesome. Right. No, I get it.
I just got rid of it. It just ended up being too much. Like, he would go in my drawer and be like, and I'm like, don't put your hands on my toy.
Well,
it's not sanitary.
I get it. And that was the thing when I started the show 10 years ago. I felt like whenever I first started talking about sex toys, I had to explain that men can be very intimidated by them. They're bigger sometimes, or the way they look, or they think, oh, you're going to leave me for your... It's like, we're not going to leave you for our vibrator. They don't cuddle and take out the trash and stuff. They're not going to leave you for the vibrator. But nowadays, I think it's sort of... like more than 50% of all women have own vibrators. They're selling 50 Shades of Grey stuff at Target right now.
Yeah.
Just got on the shelves.
I cannot wait for that movie.
I know, right? I'm so excited. We were talking about it earlier.
Excited.
Did you? Okay, right. Did you read it?
All of them, and I started trying to get so freaky with my husband. He was like, "What are you reading?" I'm like, "Tie me up and spank me." He's like, "I'm not doing that."
Really? So what was your takeaway from it? Like, had you ever been into that before?
No. I don't know if I could deal with somebody actually whooping my ass.
Right. We don't want like a dungeon. That's what I'm trying to explain.
I can't be. I'm not down. You know what I had a hard time with that book, though? Every time they would have sex, I said, how can she still be wet? Because she would like go to bed, they'd have sex, and then they would go back and do it again. I'm like, when you're sore, you're like, okay, enough. You cannot come back inside me.
Right, exactly.
Because it hurts now. It's not a pleasurable hurt. So, and all of my moisture is gone. By the way, I have a sister who hates the word moist.
Voice. Yeah. I don't like the word either.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, I would say it, but I know what you mean.
But it's controversial. Like all the lubrication...
It's gone.
I had a hard time with that.
Right, because you're like, where's the lube?
Where's the lube? Exactly. So anyway, but I loved those
It was so good, right? I mean, and I feel like
I'm afraid they're not going to show the sex the way it needs to be.
No, they're not at all. Yeah. They're not at all.
And we're all going to be disappointed. And then it's not 50 Shades of Grey. Then you just shouldn't have done it.
Well, I heard there's not even any wiener in it, just FYI.
No, there isn't any wiener. I know, but the thing is that that people are. What was I just going to say to you about the 50 Shades of Grey? That they've sold more advanced tickets than ever before
with no weenie in it.
Yeah.
With no weenie.
Watch Shameless. You'll get to see weenie. We are an equal opportunity.
I know, seriously. So Shameless.
Yeah.
This is. I mean, okay. So right now it's your fifth, and then you got picked up for a sixth.
Yeah, right after the first one aired.
What's happening right? Like, where are you at right now?
Oh well, my character's changed a little bit. Yeah, we can talk about it. But see, here's the thing. Last season was a little bit more fun in the season before because my character couldn't have a child, so she asked her mother to have sex with her husband to have their baby. So there was a lot of scenes where it was basically a threesome with Veronica's mom. It was quite gross.
That's the thing about
I threw up in my mouth a little bit during that. But now they just had twins. And they are going through, which, you know what's funny about this is life can change so much when you have kids, and that's what the show does so well. It shows you reality. And rather than Kev being the one that's feeling like he's not getting any, Veronica is the one that feels like he's giving all the attention to the kids, and their sex life is shot. So the last episode that aired, I had an orgasm just on the dance floor.
I was going to bring that up. Okay, so you were on the dance floor and you just rubbed up against someone.
Just rubbed up.
And you had an orgasm like in a second.
Yeah.
So
it was my coochie saying things ain't right at home.
So,
that was the line.
But so interesting. I love it. So it's like right after that, because it's interesting, because it's usually, first of all, it's kind of like your life. Well, women, they say that women don't want sex after, but here you are, and your husband's becoming this perfect, he's into the kid.
Yeah. It's well, luckily though, my husband has a nice balance. Kev, however, does not.
Right, exactly.
And he's just focused on the kids. And also, there's something to be said, especially if your husband was in the room when you gave birth.
Yeah, what do you
it does
think
something
about
to
that?
their psyche.
It does.
Like, he wasn't supposed to peak. My husband in real life wasn't supposed to peak, and he did. And then he started giving me details. I was like, you don't give details, just like you don't talk about the sounds you make the night before when you have sex.
Right.
Don't tell me details about when the baby came out and what it looked like. That's gross.
You told, right, I agree.
And you weren't supposed to look.
He was like sneaking in, like with this.
Yeah, but so Kev is trying to figure out how, like,
on the show,
the mother of the child, and she had my baby, so how can she go down on me? And then I kiss her the next morning and see her kiss the kids, which is a thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, you go down on your husband, and then the next morning you kiss your baby for breakfast, and they're like,
That is a thing. Just brush your teeth, right?
Well, you would think, but the man is thinking, your mouth was
right.
just...
Yeah.
No, you're right.
And now you're going to kiss my baby. Like, don't suck the lollipop of the baby and then hand it to her.
Exactly.
Like, that's
no, I get it.
Yeah.
So that would freak you out, right?
For real.
Yeah.
God, it does get tricky after that if they watch. I mean, men you see years ago, you've seen Mad Men. No, the whole thing with men, they wouldn't go in the room. They're not going to look at that. They don't need those images. They already might be struggling with the fact that now you're the mother of their child, so we can no longer be the freak in the sheets anymore because I don't want my wife doing that stuff, which I don't understand, because I believe if you are a sexual being and you're connected with your partner in a way that you guys can transcend that in real life.
In real life, I think so.
In real life.
In real
you
life.
hope so. But a lot of people actually in the real life can't do that.
No,
so I'm
they
glad
can't.
I'm glad you've been able to do that. So have you and your husband, like, how is your sex life just like everything else? It's perfect in your marriage. Did you ever have to talk about it? I'm kidding. No, because you're like an anomaly. You are an anomaly that things are, you have like a good relationship, good marriage, and sex. I mean, of course, nothing's perfect.
Yes.
We're not. But did you guys ever come to a point where you felt like you had to talk about it, or how did? I mean, have you always talked about it?
About sex?
Just like we need it more or less. Or
Oh my goodness, yeah. Especially the first time when things had gotten. Well, I mean, not the first time we had sex, but like when we first got married, something changed, and not in the good way. It became less. And it was sort of like, what is happening right now? And it was this moment of when I said that we just like accept each other for whatever it is. It was that moment when you first get married and you're like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm a wife. And what am I supposed to do now? I'm a husband. And then once we were like, the hell with all that, then it was okay. But we've definitely had very serious conversations, and people don't realize how the lows can go very low, especially when you've been with someone for a long time and you become roommates sometimes, and you trying to figure out how to not go into that dark place of being in a sexless relationship, which is something that people are afraid to talk about and are embarrassed about, but it's something that's very real for a lot of relationships.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what I talk about on my show all the time. So then what would be your, what do you think it is? Or your girlfriends who come to you on this, like, what do you tell them?
Well, I know for us, because we also grew together, for us to get through that, it was really about knowing ourselves and being secure and being at a place where you're actually happy. Because if a man is not happy with himself, or if he's not where he wants to be career-wise, or if there's something going on there that has little to do with you in a way, he can't perform in the bedroom. He doesn't have that drive.
So true.
And the more you put pressure on and the more of an aggressor you are, the less they feel. So you just gotta back up and let them find themselves and then come back to each other.
It's true. So it's going to be a series of ebb and flows.
Yeah.
And it is true that when men are like stressed about money or their jobs or anything, it's like they do not want to have sex.
No, they don't.
Like that's like their emotions. Like you think, I thought you always want to have sex. No, not when they're worried about money or they're worried about about getting fired or they're worried about stressed about anything. Do you find that's true, Menace, or you just don't want to have sex anymore?
Don't want to have sex anymore.
Yeah. He's been in a relationship. I don't think he's ever had sex. I don't know. He's like with someone. He never talks about it.
How long have y'all been together?
We've been together 4 years.
Oh, so y'all aren't having sex right now.
No, I really have messed up hours. All the time, and I'm always tired and stuff like that. But I'm
excuses.
But I'm always supposed to be the man. I'm always supposed to be extremely horny at all times, and it's supposed to be the aggressor. You know? No. No, I'm just kidding. It's not, but I think that's what society wants. But I think we have a good sex life. I do. We're not having sex like every single day, like person over here who wants.
Are you in a relationship?
I'm not in a relationship.
She's not.
No, but I've had
she
sex.
thinks that.
I'm not in a relationship.
Weren't you looking for love at one point?
Oh yeah,
yes,
I was. Oh, did you?
Yes,
by Bravo show.
Yes, I saw that.
I was looking. No, I mean yes. I'm always looking for love.
Yes,
but
so she says she's always looking for a hookup. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, hookup. I okay. I have never been really on the path of looking for a committed relationship. I've dated a lot, and if I find someone, I do. But it's not like my main focus. But I'm dating with the hopes that I find someone nice and lovely.
When you're dating like that, because I always live vicariously through my friends who get to do this. This makes me so excited.
Okay, good.
Honestly, because I've been with the same penis for so long.
But long time.
Okay,
so we're going to go back to the toy thing after.
When women are just dating, can you have multiple sexual partners in the same week?
Yes. What do you mean? Can we? Like, is there a law?
Yeah. I mean, like, do you? Because I think times have changed now. Because you used to be afraid I'm going to be a whore or whatever. But once you get a certain age, doesn't all that shit go out the window?
I never worry about that at all. I was like, I hope I can go home and shower before I go out with this guy next.
So you don't feel funny having sex with Jack on Monday and then Jim on Wednesday? Mm-mm. I love you so much.
I know. I've never had that. I've always been able to do that. I mean, I don't know why. It's a gift. No. I'm like a lot of men. I'm dead inside. I'm like a man. I can compartmentalize about sex. Like I don't get attached to. I mean, some sexual partners I get attached to, but sometimes it's just Bob on Monday and Rick on Wednesday.
And do you revisit if they aren't good? Because is it worth the number?
No. Oh, revisit. Oh, like
the person. Like, do you go back and have sex with them?
If it's not good, like the first time. I mean, it's not that I'm having one night stands. Yeah. I have in my life, but typically they're people that I've been dating or. Yeah, but since I'm not committing, I'm very open about the fact that I'm not going to just jump into a relationship until I meet someone that I like. And I did after.
All right, no. Check this out, though.
Wait.
You really want me to blow your mind?
Blow my mind.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that after. Just hold on a minute. But like after, after the Bravo show, I did have a relationship for a year and a half. So I have committed, but I'm not. I think a lot of women and men, they start having sex with someone. And typically it's a woman after a month or two, like, okay, so where are we at? Are we being monogamous? Because we're getting attached. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's a little bit too soon to really lock it down. And I'm thinking, I've done that. And then I feel, I don't really know this person yet. So I'm very open now with the people that I'm dating that I'm not like locking this down for commitment.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
but
so
that makes the men want you more.
Yeah.
And they all love you.
Thirsty.
And fall in love with you because you're a challenge.
It's interesting. That seems to be that is true. I think for a lot of men, and it wasn't never like it's like. And you read these dating books, like pretend you're not interested, pretend you don't want to commit. I'm like, I've been doing that forever, and it really a lot a lot of guys are like, oh, it's a challenge. I'm like, no, but this is like real to me. Like I'm not making it up, but it's true when you're not. People want what they don't have, or if you seem unavailable. Okay, blow your mind.
No. I think it's great now that you're more honest because I think like in the past,
I've evolved.
She'll like still hang out with guys that she's absolutely not interested in. And then she would know that after the first date, but she would still be. That is great. That's the great part. Here's the part that's gonna blow her mind. She's never even lived with a guy.
You've never lived with a guy?
No, never. I've never.
So I'm afraid that you're.
What is that phobia? You've never lived with a guy.
I mean, see, what I'm afraid of, she's finally gonna find a guy that she wants to lock down with.
Yeah.
And then she has to have this whole experience of living with the guy for the first time.
Yep.
Do people really have to live together? Can't you have like a shared home? Or maybe separate homes?
Okay. Listen, I think that's doable when you sleep in the same bed. My husband and I, and that's the other key. We do not share the same bathroom.
Yes.
We do not share the same closet. And we have separate bedrooms, but sleep in the same bed, which is my bed.
That's what I'm talking about. I could handle that.
That's the truth. I could
handle that. You need your own space.
You need your own space.
You need your space.
And we're comfortable with that.
Yeah. No, I think the couples who spend a little time apart or don't share everything. Why do I have to see you go to the bathroom with the door open? Like, we just say, let's decide
Please
now.
do not come in my bathroom. I will cut his throat.
I want to see all my, what's this? Pick up my makeup. And just no. Go in your room.
Right.
Create a separate space.
What is also crazy, I have a friend who didn't move in with her husband until they got married, and so she's like still trying to go through that and figure out how to cohabitate with somebody.
Yeah.
I think
It's hard. That's a hard thing to
If
do.
there were like different wings and stuff, I could.
Well, you could marry very, very rich.
I could, I wish that that was drilled into my head because there's a lot of women who's, it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich man as a poor man. And my parents didn't say that to me. I was like, but yeah, there's always like the starving artist. And I even had like the rich man with planes and stuff. I'm like, but he's just not that cute. My brother's like, he's got a plane. Can't you find him cute? I'm like, no, I'm just not like that. I'm gonna make it up and now I'm thinking, maybe. No. But it's so I will whatever, we'll see what happens. But it's not traditional in that sense of most women, I think. So.
Yeah.
Not at all.
We could say that, not traditional. But back to toys, what I was gonna say to you was that first we're gonna give you one of these craves, but also that typically, I'm circling back to something we were saying a minute ago, that a lot of guys were intimidated, and I think now that they can realize that it's not going to replace them, but men like the vibrations too on their like if you would like there's these vibrating rings you could put on his penis. There's things that like under their balls, like they really like it. So I'm just saying, if you were missing your toy, I could give you just play with it together, and it might be.
And let's just try it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm down to try anything.
Right? Okay.
I'll do anything.
I wish I knew
once.
this about you before, because now I'm just going to have to say, you're in LA. Okay, I'm going to do a care package. Yeah, right?
Are you designing these toys?
No, I'm not designing them, no. I do have I have
Because
a
you're
product.
very good.
Oh, thanks.
Like of knowing your body and the woman's body and stuff like this.
Thank
You're an
you.
expert.
Yeah, I know. My toys are next, but I actually brought. I have a massage candle line that I brought you.
Oh.
Massage candle, and it's called Emily and Tony. I'll show you. It's a candle that
Who's
burns
Tony?
into. Tony is my business partner.
Oh.
He's actually my boyfriend. We've been living together for 10 years. Just kidding. No,
On
he's
the
not.
DL.
That would be hilarious.
He owns a skincare line called
He's
Anthony's
huge.
Logistics.
Yeah.
He's got a huge skincare line, and then we partnered for men called Anthony's. But then we partnered on Emily and Tony. We've got a lubricant. We've got a
Ooh.
Down Under Comfort. We've got really beautiful products. But toys are next.
That's good. Your lube doesn't kill the sperm, just in case you.
No.
Yeah, that's good.
No,
Because
it's
people are trying to
vegan.
get pregnant now, and you have to be careful of what lube you use.
Because it can kill the sperm.
Because it'll deadens the sperm.
Water-based,
You're welcome.
vegan,
Burn that.
exactly. Because lube is important.
Lube
I
is,
think.
and the fact that it's
But
vegan
don't have
is
to kill your
huge.
sperm. Yeah, the whole product line.
I had a girl break out her vagina.
Bad, right?
Bad lube, honey, bad lube.
Yeah, you don't buy the drugstore stuff.
No.
I like My Lube, Emily and Tony, which actually isn't on shelves that you can't buy it. But I also like Uber Lube, which is great. It's a silicone lube, and I like Pure. I like Pure. PJUR. It's all at goodvibes.com. Use code Emily if you want to buy lube.
Yeah.
I'll send you some. But lube is like, I always feel like it's the most underrated sexual thing that you need to keep it interesting. Okay, so if you had to give me one sex tip, what would it be?
Swallowed. No, I'm just kidding.
If you really love them.
Just
Preach.
kidding.
Some guys I'm learning lately are like, I don't even want you to swallow every time.
no, they
saying
don't.
I truly thought that was like
They're
the
just saying
only
that
thing
so you'll still go down on them. For real.
No, I think the biggest sex tip I would say is be interactive. Just because you're pretty doesn't mean you don't get to just lay there.
know, do women
move
do that?
around, move your pelvis.
Guys have been saying
figure
this
out.
forever. Thank you.
It is so true. I mean, they always say the hot chicks just lay there, but then the guys with the big penises are just like pounding you in and out too. Do you ever have that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
that's
it
good.
goes
Just
the same
because it's
way.
big doesn't mean you know how to use it. Although I'd rather big than little any day, though. Honestly.
Right, your size, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I can't do
no.
teeny.
Obviously, you didn't do that. Right?
No. And I mean, and the thing is, and this is just not even being on one hand with partners because I've been with the same guy for so long. But yeah, little penises don't do anything for me.
Right, I hear you. Some people,
I'm sorry,
there's
guys.
little
You know
penises-
what? But there are other women out there that will still love you.
I know that there's a lot of little penises that didn't work for me, for others that are very perfectly happy in relationships right now.
Yeah.
So they
Those
say.
penises have gone on and had really good lives.
No, I
The
have a
ones that I
coworker.
didn't
She
like.
was just talking about how she had sex with a guy one time, had a really small penis, and she's like a total size queen. She has to have like a massive, a wiener in her life. But she said that the guy, and they're still friends, and the guy ended up like getting married, having 2 kids, and it's just not for everybody. The small wiener.
It's true. Whatever works.
It's all good.
Okay, so Shanola Hampton, I'm so glad you came here. Shanola
Thank you for
Hampton
having me.
from Shameless on Showtime, 5th season. Check it out now. What night? Tell me just what.
Sunday nights, 9 o'clock on Showtime.
Thank you very much. We're going to have that all in the show. Sunday nights, Showtime. Awesome. That's like a big night to be on. It's a perfect
big
slot.
night, and we have good ratings.
You have amazing ratings. No, like that's why I watch it, because so when I say I don't watch TV, it's not because like I always have to clarify it, because it's not like I'm home reading important novels. Like I wish I watched more TV. I'm just busy and I don't prioritize it. But whenever I'm dating someone, that's when I watch TV or
she has
sleeping with someone.
ADD. She can't sit in front of something.
Yeah.
But this guy that I've been seeing for a while now, one of my sex partners, religious. So that's why I've seen it and I love it. Like
he's my favorite one.
Yeah.
He's my
He's the
favorite.
keeper.
Keep him on Wednesday.
Obsessed. He screamed when I told him I was interviewing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Tell him I'll
So
send him
you
a
do great
photo
work.
of us. I mean, with your sex toy necklace.
Yeah.
I know. Okay.
Doing
we'll do
whatever
that.
we do with it.
What are
I'm
we
just
gonna
kidding.
do with it? Oh my God, we have so much more to talk about. I'm so sad we have to go. Okay, so Sunday on Showtime, we can check you out there, and your Twitter and all that'll be on my page. But then we could say right now, if you'll be
At
Twitter,
Shanola
Instagram.
Hampton, I'm so easy.
Yeah, Shanola Hampton. All right, Menace, you're at Menace.
At Menace,
Anything else you have to say?
MENACE. No,
Anything
I
else you
just
wanna
want to
share with
say you actually have been one of the best guests we've had.
I
in
think
years.
so. Thank you.
Amazing. No,
You really
like,
are.
You know how to do an interview. To be like a part of all this. It's amazing. I just gave you a tweet and said, because we all interview people a lot, and honestly, one of the best guests we've had.
Oh,
in
thank
years.
you.
And
Thank
we've
you.
done
Y'all are
2,000
fun.
shows. No joke. You're
Great.
awesome.
Thank
you.
I think I want to
Thank
be
y'all
best
so
friends.
much. I love it.
Okay, well, thanks for being on the show. And thanks, everyone, for listening to Sex with Emily. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. I'm here to tell you about Fleshlight, the #1 sex toy for men. I know you just learned a lot about sex on this show, but what if I told you that there's this one sex toy for men, probably the only one you ever want, that actually simulates the sensations of sex? Because you're so used to using your hand, and maybe you have sex, but you haven't tried the Fleshlight. It's a male masturbation sleeve, and I don't know what I've heard. I don't have a penis. Guys tell me it feels amazing, mind-blowing orgasms, and kind of like some of the best sex they ever had. Not that they never want to have sex again, but, the Fleshlight's a pretty good companion, because sometimes you just, there isn't someone to have sex with, or you just want to up your game using, like, the Fleshlight Stamina Training Unit. It helps you practice lasting longer and becoming a better lover. So check it out. It's body-safe materials, reusable over and over again, and you should check it out at fleshlight.com. Plus, for all my Sex with Emily listeners, because we love you, if you use code Emily, you get a bottle of their award-winning Flesh Lube. So go to fleshlight.com, use code Emily, and get a Fleshlight and get some lube. They go well together. Thanks for listening to the show.
Hey y'all, Jordan Harbinger from The Art of Charm here. The Art of Charm is packed with wisdom in the truest sense of the word, from how to become more productive and professional to how to meet and attract women and manage relationships. We talk about how to create confidence, how to get people to like and trust you, productivity, time management, biohacking, and more. This is a show that offers meaningful, fun, life-changing insights with a practical edge so listeners can apply something right out of the box every show, every day. So come hang with us here on the Art of Charm podcast and start crushing it today.